What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So this is a video I've actually been wanting to make for quite a while now, but at the same time I really did not want to make it, if that makes sense. As you can see from the title, it's about Lego, and Lego in recent times, Lego in 2026, Lego now. Sorry, I'm fixing my beanie, it looks like shit. But it's something I kind of wanted to talk about, but it's something in a way I've been wanting to avoid talking about because I know it has its fans. I know, I love Lego as a whole, but, sorry. The thing is like, it needs to be talked about, whether or not that be Lego Star Wars, whether or not that be, whatever. Lego Star Wars will definitely be a big one. Sorry, once again, I'm trying to fix this. It looks terrible either way. Whatever, my hair, once again, a mess. Not that it's that big of a deal, but, Lego Star Wars is a big one. I wanted to talk about the new, like all the UCS stuff, all the other stuff. The ones where it's, I forget what it's called, but it's like, it's the one, I guess, they take other people's designs and it's like the big black box, and it has, I don't know how to explain it, but it's the ones with the huge boxes. I probably should have looked this up beforehand. Apologies. So my point is, though, Lego in 2026 and Lego fans in general, 2025, I thought it was a problem, 2024. Lego is getting bad, if you ask me. Lego used to be good. And it's completely fallen off in the worst ways possible. In a way where it's similar to kind of what Marvel and Star Wars tries to do, is they try to appeal to everybody to the point where, what's the brand anymore? Like, what is the brand, truly? I can't think of the last Lego set I actually wanted. And the last one I actually wanted, I think it was pretty recently, I'll be honest, but this is the only one in the last 5 years I've actually wanted. It's the new Lego Black Pearl set, which, once again, much bigger than the original, which I prefer the original one still, which one of my best friends has that set. It's about like $1,000, I think, and it has the Davy Jones figure. The Davy Jones figure thing goes for hundreds of dollars. It's insane. But I wanted it, and I was like, you know what? This could be cool. It could be something fun to work on for Christmas. And I ended up like trying to get it or anything because there was other stuff I wanted instead, other stuff I bought. Whether or not that be work money, whether or not be that, whatever. I wanted other stuff. But it's just one of those things. Lego's really fallen off, and it's like, well, now everybody likes Lego, and it's like, that means we're gonna do IPs that doesn't really fit Lego. Like, yeah, of course there's stuff that can appease to girls. That's completely fine. I don't care about that. But they're making like flowers and plants and stuff with them. What's the deal with that? I mean, for me, there's two things I do want out of Lego. Well, three things. Okay. The playability, like the cool playset features, how it looks, and the process of building it. Sure, it looks fine. Like, there's the plants that they have. Sure, it looks fine, I guess. Like, it looks interesting. But at that point, why not just get an actual plant? Why not get an actual plant? I've heard by one of my friends, she said they're really tedious to put together. Like, it's like the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like, yeah, I can imagine so. It's just a bunch of plants. There's nothing interesting about it. It's not that interesting looking. And it's the same thing with, there's the Lego Star Wars helmets that they try to do. Which I'm like, once again, I'm like, what's the point? It's like, what's the design? Like, what's so interesting about it? Yeah, it's Lego. It makes me think people are just buying Lego stuff for the sake of buying Lego. Like, literally just to support the brand. And it's like, why get that when you can get, like, a helmet, like an actual realistic Star Wars helmet? I'll be right back. Let me get some stuff. Okay, so I do have a Boba Fett helmet in my room, which it's in a spot where I'm taking the hat. I'm taking the hat off. There is a Boba Fett helmet in my room that's in the corner of my little area where I have all my Star Wars figures. I'm like, I would rather have that than, you know, like a Lego version. Let me show you while we're at it. So this is what I'm talking about. That. I'd rather have that in my room. And it's the same thing. Yes, I have a Lego Star Wars poster of the Star Destroyer, the Lego Star Destroyer that they released many years ago. And that's where I'm going to get into this too. It's like that was peak Star Wars because they had the posters. They had the cool box art. Now the box art's kind of lame. For instance, like, I don't know if you know, on the side of the box art now, it's like a bunch of black and orange, whatever, Lego pieces that try to create the Greebly designs. And it's like, yeah, I get it. It's supposed to try to be like Star Wars ship Greeblies. But it looks lame to me. Like, it doesn't look creative or fun or interesting, like it's appealing to children. If you look back in the day, in the corner, it had the original Darth Vader concept art, and it looks awesome. It had Darth Vader, it had Yoda, it had whatever. And it was so awesome. Now it just has a Lego Darth Vader. And it's like, okay, whatever. And it's like, it looks like they're trying to appeal to adults now because none of the Lego sets are like play sets anymore. To me, that ruins the whole point of it. It's like, oh yeah, let's have something that could very well be a model that looks more realistic and cooler. Let's make it Lego, something you put together. But you can't really play with it. Once again, the original Lego Star Destroyer had all these kind of little play features and stuff. Now, I don't know all about the new Venator from a few years or 2 years, whatever, back. I don't know if you could play with that, but that had minifigs, very cool minifigs. And there was all kinds of stuff. Like, there was the Ewok Village. I remember being so jealous of my cousin because he had it. And I was like, dude. I mean, it was a playset, you know? And there was the original Death Star, which was 360. It was a 360. It was a sphere. And it was like a playset. The new one, the new Death Star, as many have said, it's like a slab. It's like a pancake. It's a diorama, essentially. If any of the new Star Wars stuff, all the new Star Wars stuff, Lego Star Wars wise, and I'm not going to talk about Star Wars the entire time, but the Lego Star Wars stuff is either dioramas, miniature ships, which once again, why not just get models of the ships, or make models of the ships? And there's the UCS ones that are used to look made to look more realistic to the actual thing, which I'm like, why? What's so fun in that? There's nothing fun about it. There's nothing that looks cool or new or interesting about it. It's just, oh, okay. Whatever. Not to mention, the figures, the minifigs have lost their charm. Back in the day, I know there's nostalgia, whatever, involved. I didn't grow up with the original figures, the original figures from the 90s, the late 90s to early 2000s. I didn't grow up with that because I'm only 18, you know? So I grew up with the stuff, heck, I grew up with Force Awakens stuff, and even that stuff was cooler. You know, there was the later prequel stuff. There was Star Wars Rebels. There was Clone Wars. I had a few Clone Wars sets back in the day. But the figures, even then, they were more simpler and they were just more charming. But the original ones from TCS, the Complete Saga, the game, were charming. You know, they were awesome looking. They were simple. They were like the original Star Wars figures from the 70s, and they were charming. They looked good. They were simple enough where they looked like toys, you know. They didn't look like little models or little, what's it called? My point is it's like the people who grew up with Legos never grew up, and they're still playing with not playing with Legos. They're collecting all these Legos. Like, there's this account and there's a channel on YouTube. There's a account on Instagram, and I'm sure TikTok. I forgot the name, but it's 4 or 5 guys. I used to actually kind of watch them because I thought they were interesting. But no, it's like not to like be a judgmental kind of guy, you know. I respect that, you know, they like what they're talking about and they, you know, they get views, surely. I know a few of my friends or a few people I know watch them. But it's like 4 or 5, I think it's like 3 or 4 douchebags that like talking about like Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, and I'm like, you're adults, dude. And I get I'm talking about Lego Star Wars right now, but y'all are full-grown adults talking about Lego Star Wars and which Lego sets y'all are excited to get and talking about like he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I love no, he's like, dude, you're really gonna compare that old Luke to new Luke?" If you know who I'm talking, it's a guy with the mustache and sunglasses or whatever. If you know who I'm talking about, let me know in the comments if that was a good impression or if you know who that is. He's like, dude, you're really gonna. I was gonna see if I can find some sunglasses. He's like, dude, you're really gonna tell me that the old Phase 2 clones are better than the new ones, or the old Boba Fett or Jango Fett's better than the new ones? You're out of your mind, dude. I'm like, first of all, it's not that serious. Number two, yes, they are better. I see these dudes. They get the lightsaber ones. You know, they're really talking. I heard them talking about how they would rather have. I think it was like the helmets rather than like the play sets. I'm sorry if y'all are watching this, probably not. If I messed that up and that's not really what y'all said, I'm sorry, but it was something like that. They have the ones where it's like the huge lightsabers, you build them. I'm like, why do y'all get those? Y'all put them on display when y'all. Why wouldn't y'all want to have a more realistic looking lightsaber, but y'all want to have the Lego ones? What's so specific about the Lego ones? I don't get it. It's literally just for buying the stuff from the brand's sake. It's like Lego fans mindlessly buy Legos despite this stuff being so expensive. And I get why it is, because it's plastic and plastic and plastic. I mean, I don't get why it is, but I get the reasoning in a way for why it is these days. But it's like, it's such a sad like state of where we're in. And then you see Harry Potter sets. They're making the same sets over and over and over again, but slightly different. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and I was a Harry Potter fan in the 2010s. Well, Lego Harry Potter fan in the 2010s. Like, I got all the sets then. And then, you know, 2020s too. You know, I got the sets during that time. But those were the newer sets in the 2020s, not the older sets like in 2010s. And they just remake the same stuff. Like, they remake the castle designs, they remake the Whomping Willow, they remake the they've had like 2 versions already, or 3 versions now of the Dursleys' home. It's the Dursleys' home of all things. Who cares about the Dursleys' home? I can have one set of the Dursleys' house and be fine with it. And once again, the original Harry Potter stuff were so much more charming. They didn't need to be realistic or completely be realistic. Here's my Lego Harry Potter book I got when I was either 4 or 5. So this thing is pretty old. Now, look at the designs. They're not completely accurate, of course, but that's the thing. They're toys. They're not models. I mean, in a way they are models, but you know, they're toys. And so they have to have some charm to them, and they have to be colorful. The new Star Wars, the new Harry Potter stuff, it's not colorful enough. I don't think, for my liking, it's not colorful enough. There's not enough play features to it. It doesn't take its own creative liberties to it. Let me find an example. And this isn't even my favorite version of what's it called? Of the Harry Potter Hogwarts Castle. See that one in the background? Don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. It's not even the best one, but it's still better, I think, than the new ones. Technically, it's not as accurate. There's not as many pieces. It's not as structurally sound, but it's a playset at the end of the day, and it's not that expensive. There is a main staircase tower set, the Lego set, going for like $140 by itself, and they're gonna make modules, add more to it. And during the move, I know I showed the Joshua Tree thing. I was like, I finally found it in my short that I made. A lot of my Lego sets actually got destroyed during the move, unfortunately. So I don't have enough to show you. But that's the thing. Look how colorful these old designs were and how interesting they looked, and they didn't look just like they were trying to be too accurate, or they were trying to be too, what's it called, you know? Like I don't know how to explain it. There's this one. I love these books. They're great. But no, you can't just enjoy, and I get I'm an adult, but it's annoying. You can't just enjoy the things when you were a kid and look back and be like, those were nice, you know, those were nice times. Look, for me, I'm a Lego fan, sure. As in, I love to play the Lego games. I'm thinking about doing a Lego TCS gameplay and Lego Harry Potter gameplay and Lego Jurassic World, since those are my main three favorite. Maybe do Lego Indiana Jones. But I play those, and if I was ever interested, I'd maybe buy the old sets. I'm not hung, like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not, like, I don't care too much about it. It's to the point where I don't know if these are satire. I think it's called This or That Star Wars. So, I don't know. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I don't know if it's satire or not, and I know y'all are clearly passionate about what y'all do, and I respect it. But it's kind of the whole thing. My whole problem I have with Lego, well, no, with Star Wars or Marvel shills these days. These are cheap products. Y'all feel like y'all just mindlessly buy it because these companies tell you to, or you feel like you should, or you can clearly tell the quality's gone down, and it's unfortunate because it's the same thing with video games. It's like I'd say Grand Theft Auto 6 is a sheep game. You know, when I say sheep, I mean it like, George Orwell's Animal Farm or Pink Floyd's Animals. Sheep as in SHEEP, not cheap. It means like you can just be led any way they want you to be led, and you just kind of consume. You consume, and I get if you like this stuff, but a lot of people do mindlessly just, consume this stuff. And as me being a fan of Star Wars, of Jurassic Park, I haven't liked a Star Wars thing since The Force Awakens or Rogue One. And I like The Force Awakens in the sense of it's nostalgic. Same thing with Rogue One. The rest of Star Wars, I don't care. I love episode 1. I love episode 2. I like episode 3, even though I know in the past video I said it sucks. I think that was more like of a. I don't think it necessarily sucks. I think it's just I think it's overrated. I love the original Star Wars. I like Empire, and I love Return of the Jedi. Now, I don't mindlessly take, and I don't like Clone Wars, actually. I will say that show sucks. I like maybe kind of the earlier season, Even then, though, that's pushing it. Like, I like Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. I think it's a fun game. But, you know, it's just one of those things. Clearly, Lego's doing well. Because, well, that's debatable. There was that $40 or $50 battle pack set, which I'm like, really? 40 to $50 for that? It's like, what is that? 100 pieces? No, not even 100 pieces, like 50 pieces. And I'm like, okay. Because I know people will buy it. Because it says, dude, but it has all the different, the phase 3, phase 2, whatever, clone design. And we get a lot of them. And it's a battle pack. I'd rather have them than... Oh my gosh. But it's fine, you know. I think a big problem is once again, many people they won't grow up. I mean, it's turned into a thing for adults. Like, I don't see kids really liking Legos like that anymore. Legos, that's the thing. Legos used to be something for the kids. And Lego's always been mainstream. Don't get me wrong. It's not some kind of niche thing that just became not niche. No. I think in many ways, though, it's become something for everybody, but in a bad way. Like, it's like the main target audience, which was kids back in the day, they just don't care. They don't care about it anymore. Me included. I couldn't give two shits about Lego anymore. Maybe there's one every now and then I'll be like, that's kind of cool. Like the Black Pearl. I actually did want that. But there wasn't anything else. There hasn't been anything else since I've been 13 or 14 or 15 that I've been like, dude, I gotta get. No, like, it's just that not there's really nothing, you know? And yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. And this is coming from somebody who had the Lego AT-AT, had Lego Star Destroyer, had all kinds of stuff, you know? That doesn't sound like a lot, I'm realizing. I'll be honest, I had a lot of Force Awakens stuff. Because I'll admit the designs for that movie are cool. Like, story's terrible. But I just, I think there is a level of appreciating stuff versus definitely being obsessed with it and, you know, trying to live out your childhood through your adult years. And I think it's like, yes, do I love the stuff I love? Yes. As you can see, I have the posters of a few select movies right here. We got Return of the Jedi, Raiders, Poltergeist. I don't know why there's not one there. It's missing. We got Back to the Future. We got a few others too. G.I. Joe, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars. And I have a few in my room too, as y'all probably know. Actually, well, in some of the videos y'all probably seen, but we got all kinds of other ones. Temple of Doom, Poltergeist again, because I love Poltergeist. Finding Nemo, one of my favorites, probably favorite Pixar movie. Morrison Hotel, Doors. But no, all this kind of stuff, you know, Jaws 2, Child's Play 2, Goblet of Fire, Revenge of the Sith, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, all these other stuff. But once again, I can understand appreciating it, but a lot of this stuff is stuff is either old stuff or like old stuff I've had or stuff that was made back in the day that I'm like, you know what, I'm interested in getting that again because I do miss it. Which is what a lot of my stuff is. You know, like I got Guitar Hero stuff lately. Because, you know, I love Guitar Hero, which I'm planning to do a Guitar Hero video maybe someday. But I was, you know, I've been reinterested in stuff I used to like, such as video games, such as movies, music, definitely. As I made a Jurassic Park video, of my collection, and I was like, stuff like that. Seek out old stuff maybe if you like it. But I think a lot of people are just dependent on other people to hold their hand and guide them to the stuff they like. And it's they want new stuff, but they don't realize there's all this other kind of old stuff that they can get their hands on. And I know a lot of it's not reliving the past, it's just like enjoying the stuff you have. I think there's a difference between make like trying to seek out and form your own path and find own stuff you like without other people trying to guide it for you. If you look at the background of all of these guys, it's all new Star Wars stuff or new Lego stuff. And that's what a lot of people's stuff is, like the fake fans, the shills, all of it. And I use that word because I've been watching a lot of Mr. Grizzy's channel, if you know who that is. He does a lot. I think he's pretty funny. He does a lot of the Disney shill stuff where it's like making fun of their like cringe reactions to the new shows. That's like the new shows just aren't good, like the Acolyte and stuff. Which there's like, this is turning into like something that's less about Lego. But I'm planning to make another video. Like there's people like Star Wars Theory who analyze everything. That it's like, oh, I'm so excited Kathleen Kennedy's finally gone. Oh, I can't wait for all of that. All the new stuff we're getting. Dave Filoni's so promising. No. You wait for somebody else to do all this stuff for you. And you don't realize the kind of, the level of deep shit you're in. Or the IP's in. And they don't realize that, like, you need to grow up, And, I have some of the legends. I'm gonna call it EU, the EU books. If you want new Star Wars, it doesn't necessarily have to be new. Just read the old stuff. And